y'all. Welcome back to Too Much with
Shay
and Becca. And I just want y'all to see that our names are right here. Shay and Becca. Okay.
Yes, we love you. We appreciate all the support, the love, the comments. I am a very proud Latina, but that is not my name. My name is Shayla, or you could just call me Shay. Yes, see it right here. Right here. Shay. Shey. Thank you.
Okay. And I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, to the recurring
Yes.
subscribers. I know I say the same thing every day, all the time when we record, but I really am very grateful and very appreciative of you guys. I know it may seem like Rebecca's just so mean, but no, I really do love y'all, and I'm rocking for y'all, and I better not see nobody coming for y'all in the comments, okay?
Period. We really appreciate it.
Yes, so let us get into, if you don't know, we do
Minute
our
rundown.
minute weekly rundown. Let me just play that for y'all real quick. Cause y'all, today has been stressful. And I've just been running around all day, but we'll get into it. What's happening? So do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I can go first. So my week has been pretty good. I feel like all I do is kind of work and the same thing every week. But today I was at the gym, as I am a lot of days. And this is a PSA to men. Stop going to the gym to just stare at people. It's giving weird. Today I'm like on the treadmill and I have very good peripheral vision. So I see this guy literally about to fall off the damn treadmill because he's staring at the girls that are taking the Zumba class. I'm like, you already know I speak with my eyes. So I'm looking at him like, because I want him to see me looking at him like he's crazy. Like, that is so weird. That man was, I'm hearing myself. That man was literally about to fall off the treadmill. And I'm like, please get your life together because it's very, 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 very weird.
I mean, but who's to say he couldn't find the love of his life there? Like, he was like, that could be the start of like a
Okay, well then I'll go into the Zumba class next week. But the whole time you're on the treadmill, it's a hazardous situation. Like, you really about to fall off.
Okay, but what if he never sees her again? It could be
okay. Clearly, you're okay with people staring at women at the gym. I am like, please stop. My other note is, you guys know I'm into women's college basketball. At least I started to recently. And unfortunately, UConn lost the rivalry game to Notre Dame. And this is a second PSA. There are a lot of people with a lot of opinions and a lot of couch coaches. Okay. The people that are just probably never played basketball a day in their life. And they're like, the coach needs to do this, move this, grab this, do this. The players do this. Why? You've never played basketball a day in your life. And if you are so good at basketball, then you should be a coach. Like, why are you not in the industry for real? It's actually insane how hard people go for these players. I'm okay with it. Like, come for them. But at the end of the day, these are young adults. So please think about that before you're dragging these young women who are literally working so hard. Like, yes, I get it. It's a part of the game. These people are, especially in the NIL vibe, like they're making a lot of money. But like, relax. Life is gonna continue.
I mean,
my week was great. How was yours?
But to go to your point real quick, I mean, I feel like it's even with like the same on a professional level. Cause I'll be like, bruh, Steph, you literally could just give one more assist, one more pass, and y'all could have got the shot. Like, like those who can't do, teach, and those who can't teach or do, talk.
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the talking. But you should see, like, people are coming for them. Like, oh, I hope this person gets injured, or I've heard like crazy stuff like that. Like, obviously, people are gonna come for people when they lose. But when you're attacking people's personal lives, I think that's where I draw the line. Like, please relax.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually wish no injuries on nobody except
I would love next. How was your week?
So my week was good. Oh, Oh, it was okay. I won't lie to y'all.
Mhm.
It was okay. First, I want to give Shayla a quick little story because Shayla had did a TikTok where she was talking about curly cuts and
Yeah.
how everybody needs to be for real when it comes to the pricing, especially because it's like half the stuff that happens at a curly cut you did at home already in terms of washing and doing everything, and they just
Mhm.
gotta cut it, right? And
Yeah.
then they choose to style it as well. But I went to the nail salon yesterday because I had my Christmas photo shoot yesterday. And I knew I was
Mhm.
gonna be barefoot. So I was like, I can't have my feet looking grizzly. Like, that's not what's gonna happen.
Right.
Right. So I see an old white dude in the chair next to me. Like he's getting his feet done. You know, I love a man who get a pedicure, a manicure. Like, go ahead,
Yes.
take care of your feet.
Self-care.
Yes. Okay, clock that. See. So as like we're sitting, like the lady who's doing my toes, like, I love when they don't talk to me because I don't want to talk either. I hear the lady who's doing the man's feet clearly like he's gone there before. But this
Mhm.
is why I say y'all need to be for real and stop scamming people. She said to him, "Oh, the dead skin on your feet is thicker. So originally it's like $35, but I'm gonna have to charge you 40." What are you talking about?
Wait.
Shayla.
So now it's my fault that my desk skin is thicker than other people's. That's the
When I
biggest
tell you,
scam.
I was shook when I heard that. I turned my head to make sure
That's
I
a
heard that.
lie.
And then, like when you go to like these like nail salons, they'll keep repeating themselves to try and make it seem better. They're like, yeah, because it's just thicker, it's thicker, it's thicker. She's like, but after this, it will be 35 again.
Absolutely not.
And then
What a
this old white
scam.
dude, he's like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I looked at my lady because she looked at me because I was looking at the lady say that to the man.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me." Because
God
it's like,
forbid you got thicker skin. Now I gotta pay more for that.
I'm like, if you were already going to scrub the dead skin off, why are you charging me extra $5?
It's such a scam. I'm so sorry.
I
And I
was
get it, inflation, whatever. But at some point, we need to be FFR. If my if I got thicker skin, I can't control that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. When you cut your hair, the people that have longer hair, they pay more because it's more to handle, whatever. But at some point, we need to put like a price cap on how much we can increase prices because it's
exactly.
ridiculous. That part man probably never gonna show up again. He's like,
No,
that's
he said,
why
I'll
I
see.
get a pedicure once every like a year.
He was like, I'll see you next year. And like, she's like, yeah, I'll
Period.
see you. And I'm looking at her like, y'all that's some buffoonery.
Mhm.
Also, now this might be a hot take, but I think that we should just disregard regular nail polish and make gel nail polish the standard and bring that to the price of a regular nail
No, yeah,
polish.
no.
Because there's no reason why I went and got a pedicure done and I paid $50.
And what's that for? For gel?
Gel.
I do regular nail polish. So
Girl.
I'm okay with the same prices though. I'm with you on that. Yes,
Like,
it should all be the same price for
I was
everything.
just baffled. Also, my last point, I just wanted to drive this week, real forward.
Mhm.
I feel like as adults, this might be something that people need to be reminded of.
Mhm.
Watch your tone when you talk to people. Okay? Nobody, unless you have kids. Also, my nail is missing, so don't come for me. I'm getting my nails done next week. Okay. Anyway,
I thought you didn't get your nails, you just got your pedicure.
yeah, just my pedicure.
Okay.
I only go to one person for my nails.
Mhm.
So as adults, watch your tone. Yes, people have kids. Yes, people have like parents and stuff like that. If you are talking to a coworker, an acquaintance, or a stranger in the street, watch your tone on how you talk to people because not everybody perceives a tone correctly. Okay. So if you're going to talk to me about something that you want me to do, but you are talking to me as if you are my father, my uncle, or my grandfather, you are not that. So it automatically is not going to be received the way that you think it should be received because now I'm going to match that energy. And the way I'm going to match my tone, you're not going to like. Because my goal when you make me mad is to make you more mad. And I'm very good at that. And last point, Shayla was talking
Girl, you
about,
said last point 5 points.
okay, but like I keep thinking about things. Okay. Now, this is really my last point. Shayla was talking about, oh, Don't call her the Latina and stuff like that because she got a name, which is why we have our names
Yes.
here today. I
Thank
also
you.
want to say, so I saw one of the videos where we talk about white women being like that one white lady talking about she was offended by the Wicked movie.
Uh-huh.
Someone in the comments was like, he said something along the lines of like, I feel sorry. No, he's like, I feel sorry for the chair that the big one is sitting in. And I'm like,
People are just so
okay.
ignorant. Like, to literally spend the time out of your day to write that is like, you're weird.
Right. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because then somebody commented and said like she could school you in intelligence. And then he was like, she probably eats like 10 bags of chips a day. First of all,
Oh my
I
God.
I wish I had the
Come
time to eat a
outside. We just
bag of
want to
chips.
talk. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
come outside. Hoes, you cool? Like, my thing is, I am all for the jokes. And like, no, my feelings were not
No.
hurt or nothing like that. But it's like, if you're going to come for somebody and you're going to come for my appearance, at least have a profile photo. You don't have a profile photo at all. And it's like, honestly, if you were to see me in the streets, bring your father because I could be a stepmother. Like, please watch your mouth.
I
Okay.
am not for the jokes.
I'm good for a cool little joke because I like I told you, I've heard things my whole life, but it's like you don't have a profile photo, you don't have nothing on your page, you just sitting there typing like
It's trolling.
you a keyboard warrior, and that's weird.
I
And
agree.
it's like if you're gonna talk about appearance, at least make it a good joke. Like 10 bags of chips a day, okay. Like say like her back as big as a California king bed. Now that might get a chuckle out of me. Like
I don't agree with none of that.
so as people who live in Jersey, right? Shayla and I lived in Jersey a majority of our lives. Well, for
Yes.
most of my life, Shayla,
Me since I was 6, but
right?
basically my majority of my life too.
And honestly, when I go to visit other places, I'm always like, send me back to Jersey. Like, there's
Yes.
nothing like Jersey to me. So whenever I see, like, I've been seeing a lot, especially where I work at, I've been getting a lot of calls and stuff about drones in New Jersey and how there have been drones flying over like different neighborhoods, different counties. Like people have like literally mayors have come together with Governor Murphy to talk about this. And now the FBI is looking into it. And it's just for those who don't know and who don't live in Jersey, basically what's happening is all these drones are showing up in different areas throughout New Jersey and people don't know where they're coming from, what they're doing. It's just they're just flying.
Right. And but the people are concerned, right? Because some residents are looking outside their home and they just have 3 drones surrounding their house. So they're like,
Exactly.
what is happening? Do I need to be worried? And Governor Phil Murphy literally today, Friday, sent a letter to Biden to be like, we need more information, therefore we need more resources to be able to figure out what is happening.
Exactly. So, people are worried, people are concerned, but at the same time, it's just like for me, when I think of it, like you have Congressman Jeff Van Drew, who's getting on Fox News talking about it's basically a ship from Iran that's basically, I think at the border of the US or whatever, sending these drones and stuff like that. And my whole point, right?
That's a lie.
Right. It's a lie. It's been debunked. But
Yes.
people are going to believe what they want to believe because people who like to believe in conspiracies or like that the government is lying and stuff like that. And if that's what you want to do, I mean, cool, but keep it to yourself, right? So my whole thing is that like people are actually believing this and people are actually thinking that the New Jersey government is hiding the fact that there's people collecting data and stuff from us. My thought process, as much as Jersey is great and amazing to us, right?
Yes. The best state in the United States of America for
Right,
me.
to us. What would a drone from Iran want with data from New Jersey when you have New York right over there and, a good hour distance away is Washington, D.C.? What would they want with New Jersey? Tell me that.
Yeah, my thought process is honestly, I haven't seen any drones around where I'm from, aka Patterson, New Jersey. But honestly, I think that people are trolling. People are trolling. And because I live in Patterson, baby, people here, if they're spending their money on a drone, which a majority of us are not, we not about to be flying these things. But in the areas that I feel like they have spotted drones, are wealthier areas that people can't afford to have these drones and play these jokes. Because like Rebecca says, again, I'm glad that the governments and the senators, they are taking it serious from Jersey, and not even just Republicans, like even Democrats are taking it serious, and they are addressing, the concerns of the people, which is what you elect officials for. But I honestly think they're trolling. I think people are trolling because one thing about people from Jersey, we are fun and jokes, and I don't I just, like Rebecca said, like, what would be the reason? Like, what is the reason? I know, or we say that Jersey is the best state to have ever existed in the United States of America, but what valuable information can we have? Like, I would be flying these drones around the White House to get information, not Jersey. Like,
Right.
I know we're good, but we not that good.
Right. I would be right over Nancy Pelosi's house. I'd be like, what you got up in here?
Oh my God. Wishes to her. She just had an incident. The Congress official's been really iffy. She in the hospital right now. And leader
That's
Mitch
because they
McConnell.
keep hiring these old farts to lead the country. Y'all need to hire some right blood.
Well, we wish her well. Mitch McConnell also fell and he like broke his, I don't know if I'm gassing it. He ain't break his arm, but he definitely hurt himself too. I'm like, what's happening in Congress? Yeah, calling it
Girl,
a lot, honey.
you got some fragile, decrepit people in the house. That's the problem.
So
Like,
to wrap this up, because we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. If you are from New Jersey, please comment down below if you've seen any drones. If you have, what do you think it is? If you just simply from Jersey, what do you think these drones are? I'm glad that they are searching for answers, because if people are clowning, it's like clearly the foolery is getting too high and you need to pipe down, because now you got the FBI and higher up people getting involved.
yeah. And to quote Shayla real quick, I do think that they are trolling for real. I feel like soon we'll find out that this is like a whole TikTok prank. And people are just like, yeah, like, and like I know I've been hearing a lot that a lot of these drones, like they're undetectable on like scanners and stuff like that. I feel like people are probably Googling how to make my drone undetectable. And there's videos like that out there, and it actually does work. So I really think this is like a troll thing. But honestly, I do hope that they figure it out, because I'm tired of hearing about the drone. Okay. So
On that note,
let's get into our topics. So, we talked about it last week, where we talked about the United CEO killer and how they were looking for him, how the NYPD had a $10,000 reward. Then the FBI came out with a $50,000 reward. Long story short, they found him, or they say it's him, right? So if I butcher his last name, do not come for me. I tried. Okay.
Yes.
His name is Luigi Mangione, right?
Yes.
Okay. And all these details have been coming out. And so let me give y'all the quick summary. Authorities charged Luigi Mangione, who's 26, with murder in the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, in New York. So New York police are saying Wednesday they believe the motive was towards the healthcare industry and corporate America. And police say they found a 3-page handwritten document on Mangione that expressed his disdain for the healthcare business, and his attorney, which I'm going to play, has been basically saying like there's no evidence that proves that he is the killer, right?
According to him.
According to him, but he wouldn't be a good lawyer if he didn't say
right, exactly. That's what he was hired for.
So Shayla and I are going to get into all the details and everything like that, but I just wanted to show you. So, like I mentioned, when they were looking for him, this is what the NYPD had put out originally. Like, they put out all these photos and stuff like that they were looking for him, right? So now that he was arrested, he was found in PA, and when they went up to him, they asked him for his ID because an employee had called basically saying that they think they see him. So when they called and they saw him acting like suspicious because he had a face mask on, like one of the surgical masks.
Ones.
When they saw them, they were like, he's acting like weird. So they asked him for his ID, and it was a fake ID. And of course, where was it located?
The best state to have ever existed.
New Jersey. Maybe that's what the drones was looking for. They was looking for Luigi.
Oh my God. He's already been caught, sir. Please stop.
So, and then on top of that, it's Maplewood, New Jersey that I say he lived in, which is just so random. So when they did that, they did the scan, figured out it was fake, and now we're here where he has all these different mugshots. Now he's been put like they were walking him into like the precinct or whatever, and he's like screaming, yelling, all this stuff, y'all. So let me just show you the mugshots real quick. So this is his mugshot. Shayla was saying to me, she's like, I ain't never seen nobody have this many different photos.
Because honestly, usually when someone is arrested, you have that one mugshot and you have to use that one photo for God knows how long until they take another one. But Luigi, honey, they've been taking photos every second they take him to a court.
And also, before we get into everything, Shayla and I talked about it last week, how like you see the difference in how like nobody is taking this seriously. And instead of being like serious and sympathetic, people are making jokes and being very unserious. And it's like after that, it was announced that you were gonna say something.
Yeah, before we even get into this, I want to make it very clear that we are not condoning any like shooting people you don't like, etc., any violence. This person, right? Like the CEO had a family, he had kids, he had a wife, he's a father, a cousin, whatever. We are not condoning any of that, but what we are going to talk about or express is this is why a lot of people, as Rebecca said, are not feeling bad about this person's death. We're not condoning it, but this is why people are reacting why they are reacting.
Right. It's just the facts of the matter. Like, if you go on social media, you literally see that nobody's taking this seriously. And like, I'm not saying that there's nobody like entirely, but a majority of people I have been seeing are not taking this seriously. Right. So when it was announced that he was arrested, his follower count on Instagram shot up. Okay. Wrong use of words. Rose. his follower count rose. The amount of people are like in the comments like, what's his bail, who are like, oh, he looks so good. There's people literally quote tweeting the mugshot saying my type. It's crazy. And the real plot twist is that he comes from a wealthy family, y'all. So he comes from a wealthy family. I believe, where was it that they said that he's from?
He comes from a wealthy Baltimore, Maryland family. He's an Ivy League graduate. He was
a
from
valedictorian.
Penn State. Yes, he was the valedictorian of his high school class. So there's just so many elements to the story that and I saw this, I think Wellington, hey Wellington, if you're seeing this, he's one of our friends. He was like, people are so quick to be like, when Harris was running, like, oh, we don't know none of her policies. But when it came to this, baby, people dug up Reddit posts. They figured out what his username used to be on Reddit. But the stuff that y'all really need to dig up and find out, y'all like to act dumb, stuck, and stupid. But let me come back to this point.
I just wanted to play what his attorney has been saying. Okay.
I was not at the arraignment yesterday. I hope he pled not guilty. I assume that that's what happened. But today, when I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's pleading not guilty to those offenses.
So you are under the impression, or you're trying to defend the client on the fact that he is not the shooter?
Listen, I haven't seen any evidence that says that he's the shooter. So that's, like I said earlier, and I wasn't kidding around. A couple of things. If you're going to report something, report it accurately. And remember, and this is not just a small thing, the fundamental concept of American justice is a presumption of innocence, and until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I've seen zero evidence at this point. He has a hearing coming up. I believe it's the 20-somethingth. I can't recall. A lot happened today. So until they haven't even had a prima facie case established yet, so they have to have a prima facie case established before the case can move on to the court of common pleas. So the burden is always on the government, thank God, and that's their burden, and they're going to have to produce some evidence, and we're anxious to see it.
America is so unserious.
Okay, and I just want to say how unserious, and when we say unserious, he is being very dead serious, but it's very hard to believe that he is being so serious right now. Like, while he was at one of his press conferences and he kept reiterating that there's no evidence, he was like, this is the evidence. You see nothing, right? No evidence. I was dying.
Also, he seems to also be Italian, like his accent. He's also from, I believe, no, I think he's from PA. But it's just like the you know how they be like the NBA is rigged, and like the script writers for this worked overtime because the story is so crazy. So he says his defense attorney, Luigi's defense attorney, who we just played, he's saying like Rebecca said, he's seeing no evidence. They're claiming that they're gonna send Luigi to New York because this is where the killing happened. And he said, oh well, who said that was gonna happen? Like, I haven't gotten no paperwork on that. Like, he's acting so like
blase. Like,
yeah,
it's
like,
like,
oh, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I don't. Oh, people were like, oh, we saw the photos. Like, they shared the photos and how the gun, the bullets matched the bullets he had, whatever. He's like, I don't know. He's like, if y'all have something, please send it over because I have nothing. Like, he is acting so just like
it's a regular
I don't know
Tuesday.
nothing. And I'm like, okay, I guess. It's crazy. The other point that we didn't get into is, as you know, after he was caught, more information came out of like his personal life, like everything that we've already mentioned, but also the fact that he was dealing with some sort of back issues, back pain. He had gone to Hawaii in like 2022 for 6 months, and he had stopped talking to his family to the point that like apparently, I don't know if this is like confirmed or not, but like his mom around November had put in like a request to police that he was missing, right? So in his little 3-page thing, he came for the health industry and the fact that like he felt like the health industry just wasn't helping him, right? There was like some sort of person that was living with him in Hawaii or helped him in whatever situation he was, where Luigi supposedly told him that it was very hard for him to live the life of a 20-year-old. He couldn't have like intimacy or do XYZ because of his back pain, and the pain was just so excruciating. And he would look to Reddit to like find, oh, what medications are y'all using? What is this? What is that? And overall, it's kind of crazy because, like, as we mentioned, he comes from a wealthy family. So if someone that has money is feeling like that about the health industry, imagine people like us and others that they cannot afford health insurance. All the people that are living in low income families that do depend on health insurance people to approve some sort of claims, because if it's not approved, they literally cannot get surgeries done, or they can't get that health procedure that they need done. So it's all so crazy. And I think this is just the start of it all, because a lot of people are going to be, tuning into this legal battle. And I think it's going to be very hard to get jury people that are not aware of this situation, because this is major and big and everybody is talking about this. So what type of jury, like, how are they going to select people? Because everybody knows about this.
I also think it's going to be very hard to not get people who don't automatically have a connection to the healthcare system,
Right. Yeah.
And it's like everyone who is anyone. I mean, unless you're like super wealthy and you don't even worry and you got like private doctors at your disposal,
Right.
you don't really have to go through insurance or nothing like that. At least I believe. But it's like, as people who do have to go through insurance and stuff like that, Shayla knows I just had a problem this week because they literally did my grandmother dirty after going to visit after visit after visit. Y'all failed to tell me something that is needed for her. And now we got to go through the whole process again. So it's like, I think jury selection is going to be very important for this as well, like you mentioned. And I think also it's going to be, there's nothing like public opinion. And I feel like a majority of the public do not see him as a killer. They're like seeing him as like he's a regular, like your regular Joe off the street, like, or they think of him like a hero. Now, Shayla said this earlier.
Yeah, we're not condoning what he did.
We're not condoning that.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to, like, when it comes to death like this, and this is gonna sound terrible to say, it's hard for me to lean into sympathy when I don't have it. Right. So, like, I think for the whole case, it was more interesting to me because as someone who likes crime dramas and stuff like that, I'm like, this is not something you see every day. This is not something that's common, right? Like to just see a CEO killed off the streets. Like, that's the part that I think threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
You were going to say something?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, the fact that also like where he was shot is so close, like it's streets that I walk and see when I go to work is shocking. Like it's so
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this case turns out. I think also the people who are literally standing outside of like the jails and everything with signs saying free Luigi, y'all are insane. Y'all need to seek help. Maybe y'all should reach out to your insurance providers as well and figure out how you could deal with those unresolved issues. You're muted.
This is him being in PA. So I can only imagine if and when they extradite him to New York, they will make a spectacle out of that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna wow out. They're gonna be like, free my boy, free my heart.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
But let's
All
get
right.
into
Well,
our next topic.
yes. So the next topic is going to be something that some of you guys may think it's like left field because there's so much happening in America that I think we sometimes forget that, America is not the only country and there are things that are happening abroad. So there's going to be several things before we get to the topic. First, if you didn't know, Rebecca and I are very proud Caribbeans, right? I am Dominican and Puerto Rican, and Rebecca is Haitian, period. So, another point, if you didn't know, Haiti and DR once upon a time um, were together, right? Before it became Haiti and Dominican Republic, it was just known as La Isla Española, right? And then, of course, segregation, all those things happened, Spain, and a lot of history. But the moral of the story is that tensions have once again, they never actually stopped, but it's just been at a heightened portion right now. So Haiti and DR are going at it. If you didn't know, Haiti's president was assassinated in, I believe it was like 2021 or 2022, along those years. And ever since then, there hasn't been a new president like in office. It has just been like a group of people that have come together and now they're in charge. But the gag of all of that is that unfortunately the gang violence in Haiti just has continued to grow. Over the weekend, over 184 people were killed by gang leaders. And he specifically was targeting elderly people because he claimed that one of them had made his child sick using witchcraft. More than 700,000 Haitians have been displaced from Haiti ever since, like, the assassination of their president. Half of them are children, right? So the humanitarian crisis in the country just continues to increase, right? And since October, more than 71,000 Haitians have been deported from the Dominican Republic because, as I explained to you, DR and Haiti share the same island. Yes, they're split and they're their own countries, but we're very, very close, right? In geographically speaking. So a lot of them migrate into Dominican Republic, but Dominican Republic has now, the president has been saying like, we need help, right? Like we cannot be the only country that is helping Haiti, or at least attempting to help Haiti. Like we need world leaders to stand up. And so this week, the New York Times wrote about this, about the deportation of Haitians from Dominican Republic. And in it, the New York Times wrote, the Dominican authorities say they have had enough. The general feeling of the Dominican population is that we are providing social services greater than what the Dominican Republic is responsible for, the foreign minister Roberto Alvarez said in an interview. And that the international community has left us, aka Dominican Republic, alone to attend to Haitian needs. At the moment, Haiti has no president, like I mentioned, no functioning prime minister yet. Instead, they have a 9-member presidential council. So why are we talking about this? I think before we get into the details, I think it's important as a Haitian and Dominican person to speak up about these issues, because the reality is that no one is really talking about them because, I get it. The United States has a lot going on, but it's very hard for me to claim my culture and then never talk about what's happening in our islands. You know what I'm saying? Especially when things like this are happening. So Rebecca and I are going to talk about this as, people that are a part of the community. Yes, we are living in the United States of America, but if we don't talk about it, then how can I expect world leaders, aka the American government, to care about it if we're here in the country and we're just mute about the situation? So I think it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. It's very important to discuss. Yes, there are racist Dominicans. Not all Dominicans are light skinned. There are Black Dominicans. There are Dominicans of all facets, right? But the tension between the two islands or countries have existed for years. So my first question to you is, what is your thought process seeing, Haiti dealing with this and all the violence that is happening?
So whenever I hear about like people talk about Haiti, they always bring up like the negatives, right? Because like that's the quickest thing to bring up. I want to be the first one to remind you that Haiti is not the only country that has gangs running through the country wreaking havoc. You look at Venezuela, you look at all these other countries who have gangs and people standing up for what they believe in, trying to go against their governments as well, and nobody wants to sit there and talk about that. So it's like, I don't want us to just focus on the negatives, but I just want to highlight that every country, every place, I mean, look at America, we all have our own version of problematic people. Okay. So Shayla mentioned the Dominican Republic. I think you said president. That's their president.
I don't think the person that said that is their president, but he has expressed, even like when he comes to UN meetings, like, there is a crisis in Haiti. We're doing what we can, but if y'all don't come to help us, we're gonna take extreme measures. Which is why now they're deporting or they're trying to at least 10,000 Haitians a week, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I think the problem that I have with the thought of like them saying like someone needs to help Haiti, I agree. Haiti does need help, but my problem is the help that's giving, it's always at what cost? I feel like Haiti has a history of always getting the short end of the stick, whether that's, sharing the country. And like, listen, I know there are good Dominican people and I'm sure there are ones that are sympathetic, but the history has not shown that, right? And my thing is, it's like, I don't think that DR should feel like they're 1000% responsible for the problems that are going on in Haiti. And yes, if they are helping, I'm glad, great. But I think someone needs to step up within Haiti, like one person who is not fueled by greed alone, to step up and actually do something, want to have something, build some type of structure. Having a 9-person team isn't going to do that because, one, I'm sorry to say that a lot of the people that Haiti has had in power over like a history of time, greed has always been something, right? Or they don't have the country's best benefit at heart, right? So I think, yes, provide Haiti the help, but it's always, to me, at what cost? Because it's like, you may seem like you're helping the country or being beneficial now, but then in the long term, it's like, what are you doing to actually benefit the country? Like, I don't know if y'all know y'all history, but a lot of Haitian people do not like the Clintons because when the Clintons have gone to Haiti, they've literally manipulated their resources. There was a time where rice in Haiti was literally plastic, right? And it's like, when my grandma goes to Haiti, she tells me all the time, Haiti is not where it used to be, right? You see, like, people are in disarray, right?
There's a humanitarian crisis.
And it's like, I really wholeheartedly believe Haiti can flourish again. Haiti can be what it was. Like, we are a country that is known for like stepping up, helping,
Yeah.
like fighting for what we believe in. Like, we celebrate on January 1st for a reason, right? Soup Jumu is just not Soup Jumu. Like, there's a whole cultural context behind it. So it's
Yeah.
like, I hate to see people that I know who can flourish, an island that I know is so beautiful. And it's not just like all of Haiti that is like that. There are beautiful places in Haiti that are not being affected by gangs and stuff like that. So I don't want y'all to think that, oh, all of Haiti is just completely in shambles. No, there's just only certain areas where there, I believe, where the most like more city areas or like the places that are more populated that are being affected more. So I don't want to sit there and put it like pin it on the whole island of Haiti. But there are bad areas right now or places that really do need help, as somebody needs to step up, because clearly if you have this 9-person team, none of y'all are doing anything to help the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it's like Rebecca says, it breaks my heart because I, again, as a Dominican and a Haitian, I understand that like our reality here in America is not the same for those that are actually living back home. And it is very frustrating because number one, I think anti-blackness is ingrained into everything. I understand that yes, um there are people that do want to see Haiti flourish, but I think there are also people that, because it is a country that is full of, Black Caribbeans, people don't feel as compelled to help them because it's like, oh, like, I don't know. It just feels like people don't feel like they want to help because they already see like, oh, this is a group of people that, it's already like they don't care. They are already like set up for failure. We don't got time for them, whatever, whatever. And it is very, very disheartening because like, I mean, I've never been to Haiti, but my brother lives in a city in DR that's very close to Haiti. And he tells me like Haitian people are extremely smart. They are go-getters. They are workers. Like a lot of Haitians that are coming to DR is because like they get jobs. And the same way that in the United States, how people feel like, well, immigrants are taking the jobs that Haitian people are doing in the Dominican Republic are the low-wage jobs, right? Like the construction work. And mind you, they're not paying them the amount that they would probably be paying people that have papers and have all the things. So it's just the whole situation just breaks my heart. And I just hope that world leaders, I get it. We all have a lot going on, but I hope that in a few years, Rebecca and I are able to, go to Haiti and experience it because I think this also the whole thing that happened over the weekend about like voodoo or witchcraft, whatever. When things like this happen, news stations exasperated and put it all over the world. So then the people that have never been to Haiti, right? And they also don't get the opportunity to because of what the news portrays. Now it's like Haiti and witchcraft. Haiti is not the only country that does witchcraft.
Thank you. Thank you. Like,
And
that's
it's
what
just
irritates me.
stereotypes. This just exasperates all the stereotypes. When the whole Donald Trump thing was happening, like, oh, Haitians eat the cat and animals. Like, it's just very frustrating to me when these things happen because like Rebecca says, we only talk about the bad things. Yes, there are gang leaders and yes, they're taking over, but it's like also what are you doing to help? Because people love our countries to just go visit and sit under the sun, but they never want to actually help the countries. The same thing with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is still a territory of the United States of America, and all Americans love to go to Puerto Rico. But when it's time to drop the bag and help the island flourish, then they want to back off. Jake Paul literally lives in Puerto Rico, but he supported or endorsed Trump. Like, you are endorsing someone that has literally talked trash about the island that you decide to live in because you love so much. So it is all just super frustrating. But as like proud Caribbean people, I just feel like we needed to talk about it because just because we don't talk about it every week, we are seeing and we know what is happening. And I always make sure that I speak my mind on what is happening because I do want to see our island flourish.
And that's one thing I will say I give Shayla a lot of credit for. Cause like I remember I used to, before I decided to read into things and really understand that not all people within a certain group are alike, I think like I had this like bias kind of. So like I remember when me and her first met in college, I remember she told me that she's Dominican, and I was like, we might not get along. I was like, but it's like, as like I kept talking to Shayla and me and her like really started connecting and stuff, I realized how much we have in common, and also realized like that our differences like really, I guess, like really like help bring more insight into who Shayla is as a person. So like one thing I will say that Shayla has taught me is to read more into certain things. So it's just like, when you see the history of Haiti and DR, yes, there has always been some type of tension, but that's because the people that were in power promoted this idea of tension. And then you also have to understand the historical construct, I mean, into like blackness and being dark skinned and having
Yeah,
dark skin.
Trujillo, the dictator that massacred Haitians, like there is history there. So
Or
like when Rebecca felt some type of way, or like when, when I say, oh, I'm Afro Latina, like I know through the years she like kind of like, okay, whatever about it. But I give Rebecca space. Like I understand her when she says she does not want to go to Dominican Republic. Like I give her space to feel the way she feels, because she of course has the right to it. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like, oh well, you need to like me, or oh, don't feel this way about XYZ, because that's her experience. She is, I say I'm Afro Latina, but also I'm not dark skinned like Rebecca is, right? So her truth and how, she walks around the world is not the same as me, and I understand that. So I've never been like, oh, why doesn't Rebecca want to go to DR with me? Like I'm not dumb and ignorant. I very much understand.
And like I have, and it's, Shayla's not my only Dominican friend. I have other Dominican friends, and they all have told me like, when I have my wedding, like it's going to be in DR, and I'm like, that's cool. Like I'll stay in Haiti, but I'll walk over, or
But
I'll
you are
drive
not
over.
walking over. You know how
Like
far.
I scoot skirt boop boop. Like I'll pull up. Like I'm not gonna allow that, just because like in my mind, I
No.
just keep like, I will never forget the fact that like how things have been for Haitians. But
Right.
it's like, I'm not gonna pin that on the whole island. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I also want to say, to your point, like you mentioned about the voodoo thing, like that's what every time I remember growing up, being Haitian was like telling people you had like, I'm trying to think of something real dramatic. Like you had a flesh eating disease. Like that's what it kind of was like. Like the moment you tell people you're Haitian, especially me, I went to school with a lot of white people. So ignorance is bliss in those environments. So like they used to be like, so like you guys do voodoo? Or like they'd be like, oh, like, do you guys eat this? Or like, do you guys eat that? Or like they also confuse with being Haitian, being like from Africa as well. Like they'll be like, oh, so like, is that near Nigeria? And I'm like, girl, the things I have heard.
But you know why? Because they never talk about anything good that happens in Haiti. The only stories that they do cover is what happened over the weekend, when a gang leader did in fact kill 184 elders because he thought that one of his kids got sick because
Because
of
of voodoo, right?
witchcraft. So those are the things that I feel like compel people to be ignorant. Some people, of course, just like to be ignorant and they choose that because they have all the education and they want to be dumb. But I think that's why it's so important for me, at least, to always speak out when I can, because it's like, well, no. And I will clock people's tea, because there are anti-blackness is in all the countries. Not only, yes, there are a lot of anti-black Dominicans, the ones that be like, oh, me no black. Yeah, I've seen the memes.
Or they'd be
But
like, I learned from Shayla, this is not a bad word, but like they'll be like morena. Like
Morena is used as an endearing word for a lot. I mean, for how I've seen it, because
yeah.
like I said, I know I'm light skinned, but all my cousins are not light like me.
Nah, I will attest to that. Her cousins are dark.
I just,
Even her niece.
yeah, exactly. I just so happen to, be the light of the bunch. But regardless, like, oh, like morenita, like it's like a term of endearment, which some might take it as offensive, but it's not for
But
us.
that's just because there was a time I was talking to a dude and his mom was like, morena or something like that. And I remember I looked at her. He was like, no, she was just saying you're beautiful.
Lie.
Don't make me pop you in your mouth, right? So like Shayla was saying, all countries have their own version of witchcraft. Like they have different names for it, obviously. Whatever the native language is, they have a word that describes it. And even in America, like we have shows that sit there and focus on witchcraft and stuff that people eat up. Like, oh my God, it's so great. But it's like in certain countries, like these are real things. There are people who specialize in that. There are in different countries, there are people who are known as witches and stuff like
The
that.
people that like you know how many signs are on here, but like, oh, I read your palm and I'll tell you the future. Okay, so we'll clap at that. And
Right.
then it's like, oh, well, these people are scary because they do this. I do believe in witchcraft. I think that people do that. But I think when it comes, of course, because Haitian people are Black, they like make it like, oh my God, I'm so scared. What are they gonna do to me? But y'all not scared about the white people that reading your hand and telling you the future. Like, we just cannot pick and choose when all of like, I think it's all ingrained in anti-Blackness and just people that are just scared because all they see when they do talk about witchcraft, well, when they talk about Haiti, is witchcraft and gangs and just bad things. But we've talked a lot about that.
I just wanted to bring up one more point.
Okay.
Shayla and I, when we were talking about this on the phone yesterday, she had asked me, you know, like you were saying, like someone needs to step up and basically like be
Who do you
willing
think
to.
needs to step up? Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, go ahead with the step up.
Yeah, like I was saying to her, I was like, somebody has to be willing to step up and focus on like building the country and making it prosperous again without the idea of greed fueling them, right? And she was mentioning, you know, the gang leaders and this and that, like there's all this evil that's happening. And I'm like, the thing is, you have to be willing to meet evil with evil, but promote good when you can. So the person who steps foot in there, you're gonna have to make a stance. The moment you capture a gang leader, baby, match that evil with evil. But after you get the gang out of there, don't put money into rebuilding that community, build homes, create jobs, help like make things flourish again, right? So like I just think that, and if they feel like one person, because I mean the history that we've seen with Haiti, one person has not been good to just put their own like greed or anything aside to help the country prosper. But I feel like y'all have to do a better vetting process as well. Just because someone wants to run for the presidency does not mean that they automatically should be the president. You know, really like look at their policies, look at not even policies, but look at what they believe and what they stand for. Like as Haitian people, we always talk about we're proud this, we're proud that, but with every country, just because we're great people as a whole, there does not mean that there are not bad people within that. We're like a donut. There's a good circular, but there's the center. There's some bad people in there. So
but that's with everything. There's good and evil of every race, every gender, every religion, everything.
Yes, absolutely.
So to that point, I know we talked for a very long time about that topic, but I feel strongly about it, and it's always going to be go Haiti, go DR, go the whole island, period. So on to a softer topic before we get into our social corner. This week, well, not this week, social media influencers are very big. Everybody knows social media influencer.
Wait, real quick, who's your favorite? Well, what social media influencer do you like?
I don't know. I'm not easily influenced. I don't have one.
Girl, who's that lady who be baking?
Oh,
stuff?
but she not selling me nothing. She just teaches me how to cook.
Okay,
her
but you're
Acre
influenced.
Homestead. No, I guess, but I haven't bought anything. But her name is Acre Homestead. Hey, girl, she lives, I think, in like Portland, Oregon, and she just has a garden and she cooks everything from scratch, and I love that for her. So yes,
real quick, mine is Kayla Nicole. Hey, sis.
Hey, girl. Period. So yeah, we all know a social media influencer, and that's cute. That's dandy. TikTok now has become like real life. Is it HQC? What's that thing where they just sell stuff all the time on
TikTok
TV?
shop?
No. But there was like a TV channel where
QBC or something like that. QBC.
Yes. Yeah. So it feels like TikTok is becoming a QVC channel because every other scroll is someone trying to sell you something. And so we get it. That's the social media influencer's job. So this week, you can throw up the photo.
Got you. So these are the influencers.
Yeah. So the girl to the left, Sydney, she's a 24-year-old social media influencer, and she's suing the girl to the right, Alyssa Shield. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. So Sydney is suing Alyssa because she is claiming, you can remove that. She's claiming that Alyssa is copying her and her vibe. Yes, her vibe. So she is saying that because one time they like had hung out, we'll come back to this photo in a sense. So backstory, right? The girl that is suing Sydney, I'm so bad with names. I gotta pull it up I literally has to be in my face because I will forget.
Alyssa and Sydney.
Okay. So Sydney had reached out to Alyssa, like, oh, hey girl, like we
I'm
should
gonna
hang
put the
out one
pictures up real
time.
quick so they can see who you talking about real quick.
Yeah. So Sydney, the girl to the left, was like, oh, hey girl, we should hang out sometime. So they went, they hung out, everything was great and dandy. And they hung out another time, but this time they did like a little photo shoot session with each other. And so Sydney said that she felt like she was doing aesthetic espionage. Okay. And Alyssa was like, oh, I had to block her after that interaction because I thought it was kind of giving weird, right? So fast forward, they're no longer talking. And so Sydney is scrolling through her social media and she's like, oh, people are screenshotting their For You pages and they're saying that other girl's post looked just like mine, to the point that they were like, oh my God, girl, is this you? Because
Mhm.
their aesthetics were so the same, quote unquote. So in this lawsuit, she's claiming copyright infringement because the Sydney girl copyrighted her posts, which I didn't even know were a thing. And she's claiming that, like, oh, because Alyssa was copying her style, she was making less money because now when she posted these sweaters on her Amazon storefront, people weren't buying as much from her anymore. They were buying from the other girl. So my question to you is, you can show the photos, show the one with the sweater, right? So this is Alyssa would post the one to the right, and that's Sydney to the left. So it's not exactly the same, but they're selling the same sweater. And show, do you have the other one? And then here's this a place where like they're both selling the same desk, but they're, judging it up in different ways.
But honestly, to this photo, real quick before we get into everything, the one that's to the right shows more of the desk than the one that's to the left.
Well,
Like Alyssa looked like she actually put in the effort into show the product, but that's just me. So what was your question?
so my question is, do you think that this is a valid lawsuit as a social media influencer suing another social media influencer for quote unquote stealing her vibe and her aesthetic?
My whole thing is like, we call influencers because you influence. So it's like, let's say if she was influenced by you and the aesthetics are matching and things like that, that's what social media is for. Well, not for, but like that's what the influencer platform is. Like, you're supposed to influence. And if you're mad that Alyssa is the one that is getting sued,
Right.
right? So if you're so mad that Alyssa is following your everything and like she's making more commission, maybe you need to figure a way out, to step your Duffy up, like, do something to diversify yourself, or clearly like it's not working for you. Like something is not working. And it's like, honestly, people's like taste change. Like I may like one influencer right now, but next year I'm gonna find someone who could do something similar to her, but I like their vibe better. So it's like, I feel like the lawsuit honestly is going to, if you were worried about Alyssa taking your people away, you doing this lawsuit is going to push people away even more, because like now it's like, if let's say I like the girl Sydney and I liked your
Mhm.
content and I start posting like that, or I just so happen to, I didn't even see a post that you did, and it just so happens to be similar. The fact that like you might, oh my God, this is like influencer espionage. She's trying to steal from me. It's like, now you're deterring me because now you're going to sit there and try to sue me too.
Yeah, I think the whole issue is, I get it, this is your livelihood, but I think it's actually ridiculous and insane because a lot of people do a lot of the same things. I'm sorry, like Rebecca said, you influenced me on this sweater. Well, I dressed up the sweater differently and I also like it, so I want to share it with my people. I'm like, you
It's
know what I'm
like,
saying? Like, I think it's weird. And I think in the era of social media, it's a very like it's a dangerous world out there, right? Everyone has a podcast. Here we are with our Too Much podcast. But it's like, that's like Angel Reese suing us because she's like, oh, well, I started a podcast before you guys started your podcast. So you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, even in our podcast, we're talking about Luigi. How many other podcasts aren't talking about Luigi? We all have different like thoughts and takes about it, and that's just what makes you different. Yes, I understand that it's your job and your livelihood, but as Rebecca says, if your sales are going down, then maybe you need to figure something else. Like, figure out a way to your Amazon storefront, instead of selling a sweater, now try to add in, you know,
a pair of boots,
dishwasher.
some socks,
Yes, exactly.
toothbrush,
Boots.
toothpaste, something. Like, I feel like also this is why they say, especially when it comes to like I guess people who have like one source of income, they always say like try to find multiple streams of income or like diversify. So like if your only stream of income is this and you're seeing a decrease, instead of figuring out a way that you can find a new income to make up for the income that you're losing, you're doing a lawsuit where you're wasting your money. It's like,
and I hope that she reached out, because it's like, oh, I get it. It is kind of like weird if like I'm hanging out with Rebecca and I wear one little bow, and then every move I make, I see that the next day she also doing the same thing. I'm not like, okay, I get it. But it's like, talk to her. Like, I'll be like, oh, hey, Rebecca, I see that every time I put on a new bow, you're also buying the bow the next day. Like, but then again, like, you an influencer. So it's like,
but it's like if
that's
Shayla
your
had a
job.
skincare routine that I loved, and I'm like, oh my God, like your skin is always so good. Like, what's your routine? And you tell me your routine, and I go and get it. And then people ask, what's my skin routine? And I show them too. How you going to get mad? But I honestly give credit where credit is due. I would be like, oh, my friend Shayla put me onto her skincare routine, and this is like this. But like, let's say even if I did that and you get mad at me, like, why are you sharing my skin routine? People ask me what my skin routine is. You influence me, and now I'm just spreading the word.
Yeah, I just think that, like, realistically speaking, I don't think that this battle is going to go so far, especially because, like I mentioned, all social media influencers, they really do all the same thing. And the ones that I pick or choose to stick with is mainly because of their personality. Because how many videos on YouTube there are of like, this is how you make an omelet? There's thousands of them. But guess what? I probably go to that one video, or the reason why I go to Acres Homestead that teaches me how to make my bagel is because I like the way she talks. So it's just like be for real, Sydney. Best of luck with that lawsuit, but I just think there's not a valid whatever you think there is. But to that point, let's move on to our social corner.
Yes. So y'all, we're getting into our social corner, and if you are new here, this is where we have a set of topics that we wanted to talk about, of things that we've seen on social media, but we don't want to spend a whole 15 minutes to 30 minutes talking about it. We just want to give our quick takes and move on to the next topic. Yes. So Shayla, you want to introduce our first one?
Okay, so our first one is Times named Donald Trump the person of the year. When I first saw this, I was kind of confused because I'm like, did we have the same years? But then upon thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Yes, Donald Trump did have the best year. He was able to lie to the entire American people and still get elected. He evaded all his legal battles. He could tell women, you know, I don't care if you don't want me to save you, I'm gonna save you. He could take away our reproductive rights. He could do whatever he want, and he still comes out on top, and he will be president of the United States in 2025. So you know what? I guess he did have the time of the year, because if any of us did half the stuff that he has done, our behinds would have been locked up in jail. To that point, he also dropped a perfume by the name of Fight, Fight, Fight. I would never in my life wear that. I'm sure it does in fact stink. But how about you, Rebecca? Would you care for the Fight, Fight, Fight fragrance?
I prefer to fight the owner. But you know, honestly, with this whole like people. I think it was People of the Year, right?
Time,
No,
yeah,
Person of the
Times
Year.
Person of the Year, people, yeah, whatever.
I just want to know whose eyes they're looking through. But honestly, I can't even say that because he won, and it's just like,
So you think if Harris would have won, she would have been the
no,
Person of the Year?
no.
So it's not because he won.
I think, but it's like he won with flying colors. That's the problem.
Okay.
I think if Harris had won, it would have been a close majority. I feel like in numbers, I mean, like differences, like it might have been like a 2%, 3% difference. But Trump was like, Harris was right here. Trump was like right here.
Yeah, the whole map was red, basically.
Girl, like,
there you
so
go.
it's like Person of the Year. Honestly, I will not forget sitting at my job and Shayla texted me. Honestly, Shayla, if you ain't text me, I might have missed it. She was like, Trump just got shot at. I look at the screen, every news channel had this man getting carried off the stage by Secret Service. And I remember
I forgot about that. Yes, he survived an assassination. I forgot.
I have thoughts. Anyway, so he like, and then as soon as he put his fist up, I was like, that's going to be the golden shot. Like,
I'm not
look,
moved.
lo and behold, look at the cover of the perfume. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Trump is very good at manipulating the masses and marketing.
But is he? Because I feel like if you do your research, you would. But again, I can't even say that because people's research be different.
But
I don't
if
know
you
what
know people aren't going to do the research and the content and stuff that you put out, and people are going to interact with it, that's smart marketing. That's using the lack of intelligence that's in the world.
Oh, and to that point about research, in this Times article, which is go ahead, you guys can go and read it. He expressed how lowering the prices of groceries is going to be hard. Meanwhile, his whole campaign was about how he was going to lower prices on day one. So good luck to all the people that said this is your man.
Yep. So them eggs you
Next.
cracking for that bread you making, sis. Sorry, still gonna be $16. So the next thing we wanted to talk about was Bennyblanco and Selenagomez. They are officially engaged.
Time for the couple.
Okay. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up, wait, let me show y'all the photo really quickly because it was actually real cute. Like I was like, "Aw, look at the ring." He did real cute on the ring, a nice little, I think that's an oval shape. It's real cute, right? And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because like I was telling Shayla on the phone, I was like, literally there's someone for everyone. And I'm not trying to drag him in any way. I say that to say when we talked about him, people mistakenly thinking that he was nominated as the sexiest man alive. The way people came for him talking about not even me. I did too. I was like, who said that? Right? But it's just like he is in a loving relationship from what I see. He's in a loving relationship. They seem very happy with each other. And as someone who was what's it called? A Selena? No, not Selena. What's it called?
We used to be stans of Selena and
Justin. What was their relationship?
Bieber.
What was their relationship?
Jelena? Actually, I don't know because I don't do ship names.
Jelena. It was Jelena.
Okay.
I was a Jelena stan, and I thought that one day they might get back together, but it doesn't look like that's happening. So for all the ones who thought it could happen again, sorry, they proved us wrong.
No, literally, that was my reaction to it. I was heavy on Selena and Justin Bieber. Even when Haley came into the photo, I said, "Oh, girl, you're just temporary because Selena and Justin Bieber will be back together." But Haley Bieber and Justin already got a child, and now Selena is engaged. So unless any crazy stuff happened 20 years from now, I guess I did that vibe.
Honestly.
But congratulations to them.
Yes, congratulations. And like I said, there's someone for everyone. So if you feel like you don't got your person yet, baby, just wait. It's coming. And we also wanted to talk about the backlash that Blue Ivy is getting for her red carpet look.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, there's a new Lion King coming out. It's called Mufasa the Lion King. It comes out this month, I believe, like December 20 something or the 20th. And so Blue Ivy was out doing her little red carpet event as one does. Here she is with her mother Beyonce, honey. And one thing I have to say is before we get into this specific backlash, ever since Blue Ivy came out the womb, people have been targeting this girl about her looks, X, Y, Z, the third. And it's actually very concerning because you need to get a life. Why are we coming for people's children? Why? I get it. Everyone has opinions. Here we are. We are very opinionated people, and I get it. But when you come for children, I think it is weird. Half the stuff that Blue Ivy has dealt with, I feel like Kanye's and Kim
Northwest.
Kardashian's daughter did not have to deal with. It's very weird. So the people were talking about her dress. They were talking about it and they had a problem with it. And I'm just confused as to like what was the problem?
Honestly, I thought it was real cute, but people were saying that it's not age appropriate. And I'm just gonna play the photo one more time. It's like, I guess it's the top. They're saying that like the bustier portion, like because it was curved like that, and her being 12 years old, I believe she's 12 years old, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so like because of her age, people were saying that that's just like a very grown cut, but it's like you can tell that she clearly has like a chest. So it's just like
But why are you focusing on that on
on
a
that
12-year-old?
also. Exactly. Like I don't understand why people are focusing on that and saying that that's not an age appropriate dress. You act like it's like the dress is to her coochie. It's literally a gown.
And then to add that, like, okay, if it's a social media thing, some things I think we do need to leave on social media. And I get it is hypocritical because here we are talking about it. But like on the Sherry Shepherd show, Sherry literally, like, I forget
She
what's her
asked Christina Milian.
Yes. So she was on the show. Christina
Milian.
was on the show for something else. To be honest, I don't know what she was on the show for, but she was on
I
there, and
believe
I'm
it's
pretty
her Christmas movie that she has on Netflix.
okay. So nothing that is relating to Mufasa, the Lion King. But Sherry asked her about Blue Ivy's dress. And I'm just like, why are we fueling a fire that should be extinguished?
Yeah. Like I personally didn't understand why she would even ask that. And it's just like if
I
you're
loved her
gonna ask,
response though.
yeah, her response was great. And she
She
was like,
vetted that immediately.
yeah, she said like, "Oh, I went into mama mode because like that's not your child. Why are you talking about anybody's child?" Which is a great point, but at the same time, like that's not her child. And also, I feel like a lot of the people who are talking smack, like you will never touch a red carpet. The only red you're gonna see is in a period pad. So like, why are you
Like
worried
that
about?
tea.
Okay, I
Focus
don't
about you
understand
and
why
your
you
life and your
even work.
career and why you're not a part of Mufasa, the Lion King.
Say that one more time.
Girl, I forgot. I just said at the heat of the moment. I said clock that T. I said clock that T.
No,
And focus on why you are not a part of Mufasa the Lion King. Focus on your career, your growth. Stop worrying about a 12-year-old child.
and
Because Blue Ivy literally just went on an iconic tour with her mother. You could never.
okay, you couldn't even afford the Beyonce tickets. Like, please worry about the things that matter. Worry about the things that will really prosper you in life.
Yes,
And
leave
like,
Blue Ivy alone.
yeah, and Shayla had told me about this one lady who had basically like one of the haters. So she basically compared herself saying me at 12 versus Blue Ivy at 12. And like she posted like a photo of her like right there. And then she posted Blue Ivy. And it's just like you over here posting you at 12 versus Blue Ivy at 12. You were born in like 1980, 1990. You look like you're on the cover of Dark and Lovely. Like you look like the cover photo for a perm box. So why are you comparing yourself to Blue Ivy who's on the red carpet?
I just don't even understand what was the purpose behind that?
What
Like
was the
was
reason?
it jokes? Was she really trying to be not like I just don't understand. And
But
to also clock that T, I promise you wouldn't say that in front of Beyonce. Because if Beyonce walked down the street with her daughter, we're not gonna talk about Jay-Z because we know Jay-Z is on the raps. If you know, you know. If you saw Beyonce walking with her daughter, Blue Ivy, you would not say nothing. You would, oh my God, hey, your dress is so beautiful. I promise you. But
and you definitely wouldn't have said that around Solange. I'll tell you that.
oh, y'all see the elevator footage. Don't play.
Okay. And like, I just honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. I think y'all are weird. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I remember when Beyonce was pregnant, I was like, if she come out looking like Jay-Z, I'm a little concerned. But also, like,
you have to stop that. Like, people be so concerned about looks. And I'm gonna say this. Half of y'all be so concerned about looks. Why does it matter that you have the hottest looking man, woman but they act like trash. Like, we need to dead that. Yes, you could have the body of a model, the butt, you know, from here to, you know, 5
And
blocks
the
down.
meal.
But if your ego is ugly, if you're not a nice person, I don't care about none of that. And as we just mentioned with the bennyblanco and the selenagomez situation, people may drag Benny, but guess what? He's engaged and he about to be married to Selena. Feel how you feel, but like, you might think something's ugly, but looks are not, they're not everything. We need to let that go.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I listen, I'll end the show with this, right? Seek what you want to find in others within yourself as well. So if you want someone who is kind, make sure you are kind as well. If you want somebody who is passionate, driven, and stuff like that, don't be a bum yourself. You know, like make sure what you want from others you have within yourself. You know,
Yeah, I always say practice what you preach.
and that's all from me today, guys.
All right. Thank you guys again. Like we said at the top of the show, thank you guys so much for supporting. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and also subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Too Much SB. That's on Instagram, on TikTok, Threads, all the things. We have it. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.